Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my bullet journal tour. So I have been using this bullet journal for almost a year now. I started it last July and I used it all through last summer, and I stopped using it during volleyball season at my school because it was more practical for me to use my school planner, but then I started using it again around December 2016. And I still use it all the time. I use it every single day. If you don't know what a bullet journal is, it's basically like a planner slash art journal. You can make it into really whatever you want and use it in a way that will benefit you and will help to keep your life organized, or as a creative outlet, whatever you want. So I use it mostly as a planner and an art journal. I use it for both of those things because I carry it around with me at school, and it helps me to keep track of homework and school assignments, as well as stuff that I'm doing outside of school, as well as a place for me to keep all my doodles and some artwork that I do during school. So first I'm going to talk about this journal is from Michaels. I know that they still have it. I bought this last summer, but they still have the same one. It's like faux wood. It kind of looks like cardboard. I'm not really sure what this material is. And it has this cloth binding on the sides, and the back is also that wood style. And it used to have this gold detailing on the front, but it's sort of worn off because I use it all the time and carry it everywhere I go. The pages are completely blank, so it's nice to write in, and also the paper in it is pretty thick, so that almost everything, all the materials that I use don't bleed. There's only one thing that I use that does bleed through the pages, but that's fine. I don't really mind. So now I'm going to show you guys the utensils that I use when I'm writing in my journal. So obviously I use pencils if I need to outline a sketch. This is just a mechanical pencil as an example. I don't really use pencils. If I'm like writing in it, then I just go straight into pen. But I only really ever use pencil if I'm drawing and I want it to look nice or like centered or something, but then I erase it. The thing that I use the most often are these artist pens. These are Faber-Castell Pitt artist pens, and they come in all these different sizes. They come in, this is small, I think this F stands for full, I'm pretty sure, medium, and bold, and this one is sort of like a brush tip, and they're so nice because they are really opaque, but they don't bleed through the paper, and they just have really nice lines, and the sizes are really good variations, so you can really use whatever sort of size that you want. The next thing that I use is these. These are, I'm pretty sure these are by Papermate. Yeah, Papermate Inkjoy ballpoint pens. I love ballpoint pens. I use these in my calendars, and I use them on my habit trackers. I sometimes use them to color in drawings or something, but these are the colors that I have. I also have black, and I love them. They're really vibrant. They are really smooth to write with, and I use them in school too. So I just have them in my pencil bag that I use for school, and I use them in my journal as well. So these are really nice. So the next thing that I use are these. These are the Prismacolor Premier markers. You can buy these at Michaels, but they're very expensive. I'm pretty sure each one is like $6. I think I have 11 of them, including these 4 colors. These are my favorites, and they're so nice because some of them, if they have this thick stripe, then it has a chisel tip on one end and a fine tip on the other. And then the ones that have this swivelly line have they have a brush tip on one end and the same fine tip on the other. I love these. These are the only ones that bleed through the paper, but they're so nice to write with because they're so opaque and the colors really blend together. It's really beautiful if you write with them. So if you ever have like a gift card or something, you should definitely go try some of these out. They're really, really great to work with. And the last thing that I use is these fine tip markers. I got these for Christmas or something, and they have a couple that are really nice colors. They're just really fine, nice to use. These do not bleed through the paper at all, which is why I started using them, because I used to use those Prismacolor ones for everything, but these are so much nicer because they don't bleed through the paper. I don't know where you can buy these. I just got these for my birthday or something, but these are really nice to use. Okay, so this is my journal and we're going to look inside. So the end pages of this have this cute yellow and blue polka dot color on them. It's really nice, it's really thick. And if you didn't notice, the paper edges have this gold, I don't know, they're gold, they're really cute. And then on this page is just blank, and then this has all my information if I lose it. And then this is my key. So I saw this drawing on Pinterest, I think, and I copied it. But I think that this isn't really working for me. I usually only use task completed and migrated. And then this book, I drew this index myself. I wrote in all the page numbers on the sides, and I started filling in this index to make it easier to find things, but I already really know where things are since I use this all the time that I don't really ever use this, and I stopped filling this in at page 54 and I'm on like page 100. So this is like, you'll see throughout my journal that I started with a different format than I use now, and I just tried something out because when I tried this out, it was my first time using a bullet journal, and I just wanted to try something out and see if it worked. And throughout the year that I've had this, I found things that work for me and I found things that don't work for me. So you'll see at the beginning it's sort of uglier, and I used to use a really, really fine tip marker. It was this Prismacolor pen that's really, really thin. You can see how small that is, but I liked it to be thicker, so I started using different pens and I started using a different layout. And so this was my year at a glance from, I think it started, in July 2016, and it ends at June 2017, but I still have more space, but I don't really use this. I only really used it for birthdays and holidays, which I never really look at. So this was just some stuff that I did at the beginning that I don't use anymore. So this was my July calendar. I really started it like in the middle of July, so there's not a lot of things on this calendar. And then I also did a habit tracker for July. As you can see, I started this on the 21st, so this is really small. And I just did like daily lists that I needed to do, but I found that this is way too much space because I didn't do that much stuff every day over the summer, so I changed it, and you'll see how it's different later. This is a list of books that I've read, and I need to update it because I've read so many more books this year, but I forgot to put them on here. This is just like that basic bookshelf layout. This is like my favorite font, the circus font, and more dailies. This was just, looks really bad, so I'm going to skip that. August habit tracker, this is when I stopped really using my journal because volleyball season started in the middle of August, and it was just more practical for me to use my school planner because it already had all the events written in, and I was just on the go so much during volleyball season that I sort of stopped using it. So you'll see I had this August calendar, but then after this I'm pretty sure it goes straight into December. Yeah, it does. So flash forward to December 2016. I started using this calendar format. I love this. I do the same one every month, and then I just write in with these Inkjoy pens on each of the days the things that I need to do. And it's just, this is a really nice format because there's a lot of space. Since I write kind of small, there's a lot of space to fit everything. And then some ideas for my channel during December, and then my December habit tracker I did red and green because that was really cute. And if you look at these things, I pretty much do the same things every habit tracker for like almost all the months that I did it. And you'll see later that I actually stopped using a habit tracker because it helped me so much to actually do this stuff during the day that I don't even need to write down if I did it or not anymore, because it's just helped me so much that I already just automatically do it. I did some 30-day challenges in December. I did self-improvement, Bible verses, and art. And you'll see on the next page, this was the art challenge that I did. You can like pause the video on here and look at what each of the different things is. More daily things. Oh, I took the SAT. Well, I took the SAT again today, actually. I don't know why I left this blank. Whatever. More dailies. I used to track how much water I drink, but this actually helped me so much too that I already drink enough water that I don't have to do that anymore either, which is really great. Movies that I wanted to see and have seen, I rated them. I saw a lot of movies over Christmas break, so that's why I've seen so many of these. More dailies. A gift guide is things that I got. This is so helpful because you can just write down all the people you need to get gifts for and write down what you're going to get them. More dailies. I used to like to do cute fonts and drawings for each of my dailies, but I don't really do that anymore because I just do larger drawings that take up like a whole page now. More dailies. I was having a Christmas party, and so this was me planning stuff that I need to buy and food and stuff like that and all my guests. More dailies, and then see right here is where I use those Prismacolor markers that bleed through the page. I mean, I know this bothers a lot of people. It doesn't really bother me because I think these pages are kind of ugly anyway, so I don't really care. So this is where 2017 starts, and this is where my journal starts getting really pretty. So this is where I track my period. I found this on Pinterest, and I also found this on Pinterest. And these are so great. This is so helpful to really keep track of your period because I never really tracked my period before. I never cared. But this is so helpful, and it's really helped me to keep track of things. And then this is just a tracker for your mood. As you can see, I've had a lot of good days this year so far, which is awesome. So this is where those pens are bleeding through. I know that's going to bother so many people, but this is my January calendar and habit tracker. This is the format that I used for almost the rest of all the months that I've done so far. A calendar on this page, a habit tracker on this side, and you can see I was doing really well. I did some hearts right here. And then in January, I did an art challenge for Harry Potter, because you didn't know I love Harry Potter. So these were all the challenges, and this is my drawings. And I used the Prismacolor markers on here, so it's going to bleed through the next page too. Hey guys, sorry, my camera just died for some reason, and I don't know where I left off, but I'm just going to keep talking about this spread. I don't remember where I left off, but I used, for these drawings, I used these Inkjoy pens and some of those other markers, not the bleeding ones, but the other thin markers. And I just draw this stuff like during school and color it in, like whatever. It's like making your own coloring book. I like to make my doodles look really nice. I know like people will be really intimidated to make their bullet journal look really nice and presentable, kind of like this, but I think the whole point of having a journal like this as opposed to a normal planner is that you can just draw whatever you want, and it doesn't have to look nice. It can just be there for you. Since it's just like in your planner, it doesn't matter if it looks nice or not, and I think that's one of the problems where people get caught up trying to make it look nice. And I mean, for me, I just like for things to look nice, and I like making things look nice, but if you just like to do messy doodles in the middle of class, like, you should do that, because if that's what gets you to focus, then that's what you should do, because I think the whole point of having a bullet journal is to be able to help you in your life to get organized and to be focused and get things done. So this is like one of my favorite pages. This page, this is a list of places I want to travel to. I need to add to this list. I just like wrote a couple things down that I was thinking of at the time when I made this, but I need to add more things to this list. I colored this in with those thin markers that don't bleed. I drew this in my AP Environmental Science class because I was not paying attention. I drew this with those Faber-Castell marker pens. This is so nice. I love looking at this. This is another way that I tried out doing my dailies, and I did it for a week. And I really didn't like this. I tried to do a sleep tracker, but it wasn't really helpful. Like, I already sleep enough. It's not like I'm tired, so I don't even know why I tried to do it, because I already sleep enough. It's fine. Like, I don't know. I did some weekly goals. This was nice because I actually got a lot of that done, but I just enjoyed the way that I did it on the previous page. I liked this a lot better, so I went back to that after a couple weeks. This is that same format of the calendar and the habit tracker together for February, and see, for all these things I used those Papermate Inkjoy pens. These are the same things that I put on like all my habit trackers. I wrote down all the dimensions for this calendar and for my habit tracker, and I wrote them down somewhere, I don't remember, and I just copy them for every single month so that it's always the same size and it fits on the pages nicely. And I also I forgot to mention this in the materials, but I use a lot of washi tape, and I have this whole bowl of washi tape because I'm addicted to washi tape, and it's like actually sad. And I use it whenever I think there's blank space, or if I just like want to add support to the edges. Like, this makes it a lot stronger, so it doesn't rip easily. I just think it's cute and colorful. These are just more dailies that are boring, like do that in class, like whatever. This page was like really weird because I was trying to think of ideas to do with my friends, And then I was going to make this a sticker page, but I don't have any other stickers. I got this at like a career fair, but I don't have any other stickers, so when I get more stickers, this will be cuter, but I don't have any other stickers right now. This is also one of my favorite spreads. This is one of my favorite poems. Well, this is probably my favorite poem of all time. Maggie and Millie and Molly and May by E. Cummings. You should read it. And then this is, I just do this in school. These are two of my favorite quotes. You'll see throughout my journal that I love quotes, and I use quotes all the time because they actually really help me to get things done, and they give me a lot of motivation and courage. More dailies, whatever, this is boring. March, calendar, and habit tracker. I think I love this habit tracker. I started doing the thing where you do this diagonal lines and it looks like diamonds. I don't know if you can see that here. I'll try to zoom in. You see that? Yeah, cute. Anyway. So that was March. And then this is one of my favorite pages in the whole journal. These are all, I had written down all these quotes in the notes of my phone, and then I put them all into one drawing one day. And these are just some really, really great quotes. And I go back and I read these all the time. I read them to myself, and they really help me out when I'm having a tough time or stuff like that. And these are more dailies. That's a drawing of my dog Maisie. You can follow her on Instagram at Happy Maisie if you want to do that. This is some more washi tape. This green leaf washi tape is like my favorite roll of washi tape. You can get it at Michael's. This is April. I think I love the way that I did this flower ring wreath. I don't know. So this is a list of recipes that I want to try. I've actually already tried a couple of them, and I'm working on doing the rest of them, but that was nice. So this is one of my really favorite quotes, and I drew this in class one day. Love it. This is also like one of my favorite fonts that I do. Yeah, more washi tape. These are more dailies, and then if you didn't know, earlier this year I was in Little Shop of Horrors, so this is like opening night. I didn't do anything in school that day, so I drew this. This is the logo of the show. I know, it's kind of creepy. This is more dailies. These are dailies from over spring break, so I had an overall list of things to do over spring break, and yes, these are all school related, which is so sad. But dailies over spring break, and then this is a quote that I really like from another YouTuber. I painted this with watercolors, drew that, and this is where May is. So we just finished May, which is cool. Everything I did during May, you can see I was really busy. This is another quote. I decided to use this quote for the whole month as an inspiration for the whole month, because this is when I realized that I didn't need to use a habit tracker anymore, which is so cool because I actually had started doing all those things that I didn't need to write it down if I'd done them anymore, which is really great for me because that's showing me that this bullet journal is really helping me out to do things that I need to do every day and help me be productive and focused. So instead of doing the habit tracker on the second page, I did this quote that I said like every day for the month, and it was really helpful. I love this quote. Yes. More dailies, and then recently I've just started to do more like big art pieces in here, which I really like. This is just a kind of like Brady Bunch style drawings of girls that I like. It's cute. There's a picture of it on my Instagram. This I did. I made this with those markers that I showed you that are thin, that don't bleed. Peace and love. I think that's really cute. I say peace and love all the time too, so that's really helpful. More dailies, more washi tape, and then I did a Dear Evan Hansen drawing because I love Dear Evan Hansen. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's a Broadway musical. Yeah. So this is where June starts. June calendar. I haven't put a lot of things down because I don't really know what I'm doing. As I go throughout the month, usually for the week I'll add things in, or whenever I find out about tests I'll write them down, so it doesn't really get completely full until the month is over because I do it gradually. I add in things that I already know about, but whatever. And then this is the quote that I chose for this month as inspiration for finishing school and studying for finals, and I'm going on 2 mission trips this month, so that will be cool. And then this is where I'm starting my dailies this week. So this has been my whole bullet journal. I think one of the most important things when you're doing a bullet journal is to really find what works for you and to be able to just try out different things, use it, not just to make it look nice and to have something that's cool to look at, but also just to be able to actually use it, and the reason why you want it to get it. I got it because over the summer, I always get really frazzled because I never know when things are, and so I decided to make my own planner that I could also draw in and just bring with me everywhere. I bring this literally everywhere with me, and I never leave it without home. I never go anywhere without it. I write everything in it, and I think that it's so helpful to be able to look back at all of this and remember things and look at old art, and I think that's cool too. And the last thing that I was going to talk about is these little tabs that I have on the side. I have these tabs that I made out of index cards. I just cut them into these shapes. I wrote down what is on which tab, and I tape them. I tape them like front and back. Here, I'll show you like it's a really good one for April. So if you see, I covered this in tape first, so that really reinforces the paper because index cards are not that thick. They're kind of the same thickness as this paper. And then I tape them on the front using clear tape and on the back using this washi tape. And they're really helpful. They actually are really sturdy. The only reason why I don't love them is because sometimes if I'm walking in school, they get bent and pushed into the journal, sometimes when it's in my bag, but that's not really that big of a deal because they still are really helpful to find stuff. And I just bookmark. I don't bookmark every page. I bookmark all the months where 2017 started: books, movies, and travel. So that's everything. That is my bullet journal. Here are all those utensils that I talked about earlier. Thank you guys for watching, and if you wanted to see more pictures of my bullet journal, and I post stuff about it all the time on my art Instagram account, which is @GracieCreates on Instagram, and you can check out cool pictures of this bullet journal, and I post stuff there about it all the time. So I think that's it for the video, and happy journaling.